Hi. How you guys doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
I'm Chris License, and welcome back to our License to Travel. Today, we'd like to share a few tips that we do around the RV to help us head off, shall we say, disasters that might be waiting in the wings. The good thing is that most of these tips are pretty easy. Number one on the list is an easy way to make sure you don't lose your sewer hoses. You know, that stinky slinky? While you're driving down the road. Now, they're often stored in bumpers, but we have a couple of tubes on the underside of rear of our RV to store the hose and some of our fittings. They have caps on the ends that we can lock into place, but it could work itself loose while driving. You know, the roads aren't that great anymore. Don't ask me how I know. I mean, not locking, not the roads. What we do is put on these cheap little keychain beaners, as in carabiners, with a spring to keep it closed, to lock it in place. Makes a positive lock so that you can't get it open without squeezing it just the right way. We also add a tether so that it's easy to keep track of. You don't want to be that guy. You know, the one dragging your sewer hose down the road back to your rig, maybe damaging or losing it. This just makes a really secure way to make sure it doesn't happen to you. Number two, keep it clean. Still working with, in our case, the gray and black tank system. We have two separate tanks with separate valves that are tucked up in the underbelly of the rig and one exhaust tube. And they are notorious for leaking, which can be quite rude when opening the cap to connect your sewer hoses when you get to your camp after a day's drive. Our solution? Add another gate valve where that cap is. It's really easy to install. I mean, you literally remove the cap and attach the valve the same way. Just twist it on. We leave it on all the time because if there's anything in the lines, it will work its way down to here. There's almost always a little bit of water that gravitates its way down, and I'd rather there not be when I'm getting ready to hook up all those connections. So this alleviates any of that because we can close that gate valve, and that way when we make our connection it's all still closed until we open it. You know, whatever's still in there can't flow out. These valves have a couple of options. One is what we have, and that's the twist-on version. You just connect it like a sewer hose and that's just twisted on. Two is a glue-on. You know, the black PVC glue, kind of a permanent connection, which is what I'd like to have, but because we had to replace the end fitting on our outside drain, it had a broken tit on it. Now we don't have the room to glue anything else on. So that means we're just a little more careful when connecting and disconnecting hoses, so we don't inadvertently untwist it, the valve that is. The other thing this does is to help prevent that disaster by giving you a visual inspection to see that the valve is open or closed. So when you take that cap off, you know that nothing is going to come out. Next, number 3, is the emergency exit windows. They're really easy to use and open, sometimes almost too easy. Just unclip, pull the arm out, then push it open. When our rig was new, they seemed to stick, you know, the seals to the glass. A little rubber treatment helps, but now they seem to open almost too easily. Some people have told us that they have had them come open on a drive day and were worried about the damage they could cause because they're designed to open all the way. Here you have to be really careful. Your solution can't make getting out more difficult. Some people have used Velcro loops or straps made into a loop to put around that clip to keep them from opening while driving. But that might be difficult to find and negotiate in an emergency. We just use a piece of bright colored 550 sleeve, that's parachute cord. Tied in a bow. One pull on the tail and it's all undone. But whatever you use it only for driving and undo it when you stop for the day or night. Next, 4. Well, fireman?
Fireman, sir. Chicago fireman, retired.
Call it overkill, but having extra fire extinguishers is a good thing. Most rigs only come with one, and that's by the door. You should probably have one in the kitchen and in your bedroom. We also keep 2 others, one at each end of the rig in the basement,
in the belly of that steel beast,
as well as one in the back of the truck. Speaking of extinguishers, did you ever look at your baking soda or other powders that you haven't touched in a month or 2 after traveling? Noticed how compact it gets? And in some cases, it can be like a brick. Well, the retardant in the extinguishers can get the same way. You know what fire extinguisher companies do to recertify your extinguisher for another year? Well, they take that extinguisher, invert it, protecting the valve, and strike the base several times with a rubber mallet to break up the powder. Then they shake it, put on a new tag, and charge you for their labor. Think that's something you could do yourself? You bet your sweet bippy.
You bet your sweet bippy I would.
Do it at least once a month to have it at the ready, more often if you're driving more. So what brands do you buy? Well, you can't go wrong with name brands like First Alert and or Kitty. If you're going to get some extras for your rig, just remember to shake them before you use them. Well, hope these tips help you with your RV and give you some great ideas to implement in your rig to enjoy your RVing experience even more. This should do it for today. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you'd enjoy seeing more videos about RVing, hit that subscribe button. And if we don't see you on the road, maybe we'll see you in the next video. Until then, please, travel safe.